Welcome to the Shreveport Connection with Tommy. This video is on your Monday Night Raw results and your Superstar spoilers. But happy birthdays from July 29th. Scott Steiner turned 54. Captain Lou Albano would have been 83. And also would have been 87th birthday of Baron Mikhail Skikuluna. July 31st, happy birthdays of Total Bella star John Laurinaitis. People power! Turned 51. While ECW original and TNA former star Kid Cash turned 47. August 1st birthdays, Devon Dudley, Paige, Bunkhouse Buck, and Yoshi Tatsu. Reports have recently surfaced that the reason Charlotte has dropped the WWE Women's Championship this past Monday to Sasha Banks is because she's taking time off. Those reports have been proven false. PW Insider reports that Charlotte is scheduled for all future bookings, and at no point has she requested any time off. WWE Creative put the championship on Sasha because they needed to open the first Raw of the new era with a surprise, and Vince McMahon felt that Charlotte's run as champion helped to establish the title as legitimate. Now that there's a foundation for the title, WWE officials are more open to switching it around and using it to help the Raw storylines. Vince is also said to be a big fan of Charlotte's work. As for Triple H, he's a huge proponent of Sasha Banks' work. And since Banks vs. Charlotte was already planned for SummerSlam, it just adds another layer to their program. F4W Online also says that their rematch is still planned for SummerSlam and that Charlotte has a brutal schedule coming up. TNA issued the following press release through ProWrestling.net on Monday to announce the release of the TNA's Wrestling Presents Legends Best of the Tag Team Matches pay-per-view. Latin American Exchange, Triple X, Motor City Machine Guns, Beer Money, and they are enduring and sometimes the most unlikely of allies. They were the tag teams who thrilled fans with some of the most memorable matches and incredible moments in TNA history. Featuring matches, Bound for Glory 2007, Latin American Exchange versus Triple X, Ultimate X match. Victory Road for 2008, Beer Money versus Latin American Exchange, Fans Revenge match. August 12, 2010 from Impact, Beer Money versus Motor City Machine Guns. Best of 3 match. All month long in August on pay-per-view. Select cable providers from Dish Network. Your local listings for more info you can check. But it's worth noting that DirecTV is not listed as a satellite provider. Did research for the show on DirecTV, but did not find it show up. So reached out to TNA and told them that DirecTV still carries TNA live pay-per-view events and one-night stand shows. But you have to find them with your local provider. TNA, speaking of TNA, current star Jade, a.k.a. Stephanie Bell, spoke about escaping an abusive relationship with another pro wrestler during an interview with Huffington Post. It got more and more regular that if I said something he didn't like, he would get violent. She recalled, one time I was in bed and we had a disagreement, so he left the room, came back, and headbutted me. Then he started to choke me. In fact, whenever he didn't like something I said, he would choke me. Soon down the line, I realized that this mindset was because I'm not hitting you. It's okay. But because I'm not leaving a mark on you, it's okay. Read the full story at HuffingtonPost.com. Jade never revealed the name of her former boyfriend in the piece, but did state that it has an order of protection against the man, and TNA stopped booking him as a result. She also pointed out that she paints her left ring fingernail purple to signify that she's a survivor of domestic abuse. It's a very brave move for her to go public with her story. I don't know her dating history, but I hope it doesn't lead to the wrong person being singled out by fans as being responsible for the abuse. Well, I read today over the weekend that WWE has released former Tough Enough competitor ZZ Zamaria Lupe from his NXT deal on this past Thursday. Then ZZ posted the following comments on his Instagram, noting that his WWE career isn't over. But while boasting about being undefeated in NXT, also leaving the company, Lillian Garcia announced that she has left the company to care for her father. As most of you know, quote, "My father has been battling with 2 different types of cancer," as Lillian wrote on Monday. "He hasn't been doing well as we hoped. Therefore, I will not be traveling weekly with WWE any longer. I will be looking to take on work closer to where I live so that I don't have to be on the road weekly away from him. He truly needs me. I need this time to be with him. I ask you to please continue prayers for me and my father and my family. It has been a magical 15-year career at WWE and WWE Universe. I can't thank you enough for all your love and support." Read her full statement at Instagram. I'll post a link. .com/p/ I'll just read the link. As for the comments that are gonna come after I post this, the next time I get an opportunity, that any of y'all send me y'all number, and I'll be more than happy to give it to y'all, cause I know everyone's gonna tell me what I should have done. Thanks for the advice of those that want to help. It's been a damn good run. Y'all see me again soon. Okay, this was back to ZZ's statement. Comments back at WWE at WWE NXT hashtag King of the Bayou as ZZ finished off his tweet. It's been announced that Fox's American Grit Season 2, hosted and produced by 15-time World Heavyweight Champion John Cena, has been renewed for a second season. Despite rating exceptionally low, Season 1 featured Cena's successful hashtag Show Your Grit social campaign, drawing more than 35 million impressions across all social media platforms. Cena took a 2-month sabbatical from WWE to shoot the program, which is likely to happen again. So, don't look for him to become champion anytime soon, especially now that Cena is operating on a lighter schedule. First episode of Rock the Promo at this link, a new wrestling promo contest on The Rock's YouTube channel. Episode 1 features former WWE superstar Kurt Angle. Rock the Promo is a contest where 32 finalists, chosen from thousands, go head-to-head through a single elimination bracket to determine who has the biggest, baddest, and funniest wrestling persona. Episodes are released on the Rock's YouTube channel. Like I said, go to this link for you. New episodes are posted on Fridays, featuring judges. Probably, like I was just saying, Kurt Angle is going to probably be your first judge. WWE has released a photo gallery of previously suggested designs for the WWE Championship. And you can go to this link here to see all of them. Didn't want to copyright anything there, so just go to the link. As WWE announced the following: 6'7", 300-pound former NFL offensive tackle Brennan Williams is joining the ranks of WWE Performance Center, who reports to Orlando today to begin his training on Tuesday. A third-round draft pick from the Houston Texans in 2013. Williams played college ball at the University of North Carolina prior to joining the NFL. He was also part of the practice squads from Jacksonville Jaguars and New England Patriots during his NFL tenure. Williams, a lifelong fan of sports entertainment, began training under the WWE Hall of Famer Booker T, as I made the announcement last week, and it's confirmed that he has joined them and is reality of wrestling persona Marcellus Black. He made his in-ring debut for Booker's Houston in reality of wrestling earlier this year. In addition to his experience in the gridiron and in the ring, Williams holds a black belt in Taekwondo. If you watch Raw, Jinder Mahal made his return as he's being brought back for the post-draft brand extension. PW Insider reported that Mahal was in Atlanta for the show, as you will see and later in the results. On a related note, looks like Brian Kerr Hawkins Myers will be working the SmackDown brand when he returns, along with Rhino, who's already made his return last week, and Shelton Benjamin within the next few weeks. Previously reported that Charmel Hoffman announced on social media that Booker was hospitalized over the weekend. This is why he missed a Raw pre-show. Booker tweeted that the Spinneroonie is now retired, and now PW Insider reports that he had surgery on his elbow as Booker tore his triceps performing the move back in 2013 after he was inducted into the Hall of Fame. And his recuperating at home, as he posted a picture I did not get. Again, Instagram, Booker 5X. WWE posted the following in regards to the injuries sustained by Big E at the hands of Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. From Raw, WWE Tag Team Champion Big E suffered an injury at the hands of Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson following their match on Raw. As I even heard the announcers say it during the program itself. But it was unconfirmed what the injury is, but they did confirm there was an injury. After Gallows and Anderson pulled Big E groin first into the turnbuckle at the end of the post-match brawl between Gallows, Anderson, and the entirety of the New Day, WWE Tag Team Champion was taken to the trainer's room, underwent several tests and medical examinations, but the officials did not confirm what specifics or severity of Big E's injury at this time. Well, if it's a groin pull or hamstring, let's see which one it is, what they say it is. Stay with WWE.com for more info as Big E's condition is revealed. Well, as of Tuesday, Tuesday night, nothing's been revealed. The woman who wrestled Nia Jax on Raw was Ariel Monroe, who happened to be married to Cruiserweight Classic competitor Cedric Alexander. Vince Russo podcast with Raven. He was asked, well, only got one highlight question. Raven was asked why he wasn't able to get more work with his level of intelligence. Well, because I have narcissistic personality disorder. I have histrionic personality disorder. I have borderline personality disorder. I've been diagnosed. I have a lot of emotional, mental issues. It stems from me not being abused as a child, but being neglected as a child. That was just as bad, if not worse than abuse. Matt Hardy spoke with Sports Illustrated for a new interview, and you can see the highlight. You can hear what the highlights are here. Comments on Bray Wyatt. I actually find fondness and appreciation for the Wyatts, Bray Wyatt. I see that he is driven by a higher power, much like I am driven and motivated and inspired and given strength by the seven deities. I respect how he doesn't walk the normal path. He carves his own. I would love one day down that road to show up in WWE and have a match with Bray Wyatt. I would love to bring him to my battlefield and delete him. That would be my honor. If the New Day and the Wyatt family would have been there with me, I would have not only deleted them, I would have even eaten them. My brokenness has made me become more primal, more instinctual. On the comparison between the final deletion of the compound, Those guys having this thing in their compound was a very tough position for them. The final deletion was something that was so amazing, it was my brilliant masterpiece I performed in front of the world. Then, only a week later, for these guys to go out there and have this compound fight, especially in such a serious environment, when the final deletion was an entertaining piece of art, it was a hard act to follow, and the fans let them know that. It was wondrous to see your masterpiece be immolated as such. It's truly delightful. Unquote. And then he comments on how he became broken and how it changed him. Quote, there was an incident at the end of the I Quit match between myself and my brother, and I descended from the heavens from the top of the impact zone, and he put me through a table. My brother had no remorse for my young son, King Maxwell, or my beautiful wife, Rebecca. He didn't worry about leaving them without a husband or a father. He was trying to end me. The incident was so traumatic that I woke up in the hospital with this shark streak in my hair. All of a sudden, I spoke differently, I thought differently, I moved differently. Considering this incident broke me, it also opened up parts of my mind that I didn't have access to before. It unlocked potent areas of my mind, and now I have premonitions. I am often able to hear what people are thinking. In essence, it's made me magic. Honest destiny, and if it can be fulfilled in order to be whole again, the first thing that comes to mind is the title of the world. I don't know if that will even work since I have broken so severely. My condition may be a permanent issue, so if that does not work, there must be a message the seven deities will send me, or a journey, because I have such a great purpose in life that just being a normal mortal person, I am more. I am magic. When the seven deities let me know what I must do to be complete again, even though I will be stronger and more than just a regular mortal man, I will fulfill that mission and become whole once more. Unquote. End of the highlight of his interview. Dark match prior to Raw in Nashville featured Kane picking up a victory over independent wrestling star John Skyler. Skyler cut a heel promo prior to the match and was subsequently squashed. Sheamus visited the dentist today on Tuesday and blaming a stiff headbutt suffered at the hands of Cesaro from Raw. .NET reader Matt H attended Raw event from Monday. Raw event from Monday in Atlanta, Georgia, and passed along the results from Superstar spoilers. Neville defeated Kurt Axel in roughly a 4-minute match. Dudley Boyz defeated Sin Cara and Jack Swagger. Well, I guess their new tag team name is Mex America. It wouldn't be whichever it was. Copyright from TNA, Mex America, Latin American Exchange, whatever. Well, Raw opened up with a look at back at last week's Raw. We go to opening video, live from Atlanta, Georgia, as Michael Colesaw welcomes us. He's joined by Byron Saxon, Corey Graves, still sitting back away from the ring. We go to the ring. Out comes women's champion Sasha Banks to a big pop. JoJo introduces her. Fans chant, "You deserve it," as the boss hits the ring. She cuts a promo and mentions how she will kick off her reign with a W at SummerSlam. When the music interrupts, out comes the former WWE Women's Champion, Charlotte. Charlotte isn't happy as the fans chant, "You tapped out," at her. Sasha says something looks different about her. Sasha mocks her for tapping out and asks where her little friend Dana Brooke is. Charlotte says she doesn't need Dana or even her dad to beat Sasha. Charlotte mentions how Ric Flair is off vacationing in a retirement home. She vows to take back the title at SummerSlam and says Sasha capitalized off one mistake while she was the best for more than 300 days. Charlotte says Sasha is just a one-night stand. Sasha says Charlotte wouldn't be standing here if it weren't a one-night stand, because she's Flair's daughter. Chris Jericho comes out wanting them to be quiet. Start doing that for like 5-6 minutes. Jericho calls Sasha an ungrateful little punk and says Charlotte is royalty. He also takes a shot at Ric Flair and is assured Charlotte will get the win at SummerSlam. Jericho wonders why Sasha calls herself the boss and wonders if she's going to write him for an infraction. Write him up for an infraction. He says she's only the boss of purple hair and stupid idiot teeny boppers like these fans are here tonight. He makes fun of Sasha being Snoop Dogg's cousin and calls her a brat. Music hits and out comes Enzo Amore to a big pop. No big cats with him. Don't need him, as he says. Enzo hits the ring and flirts with Sasha, pointing out that she's a boss and he's a G. And then they do the how you doing back and forth. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? No, how you doing? No, how you doing? Each other back and forth until Charlotte interrupts. She and Jericho try to mock the SAWFT, but Enzo shuts him up. This leads to Raw General Manager Mick Foley making his way out. Foley says he may not be the boss, but he is their boss. Foley announces Sasha and Enzo versus Charlotte and Jericho for tonight. Mixed tag action. Match was up next. Match commercial. Enzo hits the ring and flirts with Sasha again, pointing out that she's the boss and he's a G. And they do the how you doing again to each other. Back and forth until Charlotte interrupted. Okay, well, the report just reported it mentioned it twice. Okay, back from the commercial break. Kevin Owens is on commentary for this match. Sasha takes control early. Jericho comes in, but Enzo clotheslines him to the floor. Sasha also sends Charlotte over the top. Sasha and Enzo run the ropes for double team dives at double dives simultaneously and return to the ring to stand taller to go back to commercial. Back for the break, Enzo ends up turning it around on Jericho. Enzo nails across the body for a 2 count. Enzo drops Jericho into his knee for a pin attempt. More back and forth. Jericho gets a wall of Jericho applied, but Enzo gets to the bottom rope for the escape. Enzo nails the forearm and goes to the top, but Jericho drops him on the way down. Sasha and Charlotte get tags. They unload on each other as Sasha hits the double knees in the corner for a 2 count. Sasha then catches a kick and hits the backstabber out, but out comes Dana Brooke. Sasha stops her from entering, but Charlotte rolls her up. This leads to Charlotte getting the pin with a natural selection. After the match, Dana joins Charlotte in the ring and raises her arm. They leave the ring and Enzo checks on Sasha. Jericho comes in from behind with a code breaker on Enzo. Jericho talks trash to Enzo and out comes Big Cass, sending Jericho retreating from the ring. Jericho joins Dana and Charlotte on the ramp. Still to come segment. Finn Balor back to commercial. Back from the break, we can look back at the Bella twins at the Choice Awards, which John Cena was also at. Braun Strowman versus Evan Anderholm. I guess that's his name. I was on there. We go to the ring, and Byron Saxton is in the ring with jobber Evan Anderholm. He says if he loses, he gets $1,000, and if he wins, he gets $5,000. He's terrified. Braun hits the ring and manhandles Evan to start. Braun runs him over with a shoulder and continues to slaughter. And Braun goes on and gets the win with a choke slam. We'll go backstage to Stephanie McMahon and Mick Foley. Thankful that they have Braun on Raw. Mark Henry walks in and says they're happy to see him too. Henry is the WWE ambassador to the Summer Olympics in Rio this year. Henry is excited to go to Rio for WWE and is excited about changes in WWE. Henry says he's made some changes in the Hall of Pain and it's time for a reopening. Stephanie says they brought Henry back to be more of a mentor. Henry means no disrespect in saying she's wrong. Henry says he's had a lot left in him and he feels like he needs just one more run. Foley puts him in a title match against WWE US Champion Rusev for Raw. Henry gets hyped and says he's going to bring the title back to America because that's what he does. R-Truth backstage playing Pokemon Go. Goldust believes he's addicted to the game. Goldust lures Truth to the ring as we go to commercial. Supposed to be a tag match. Goldust Truth versus Shining Stars. Well, they all come out. They go to commercial break. Back for the break. Primo waiting in the ring with Epico as Goldust and R-Truth are finally out. Goldust and Primo start off with some back and forth action. Epico gets involved and they double team Goldust to turn it around. Truth is busy playing Pokemon on the apron. Shining Stars get the win while Truth is still busy playing with the game as he drops off the apron just as he's about to be tagged in. As the Shining Stars win, they exit the ring and they cut to commercial before they do some arguing in the ring. Still to come segment, Finn Balor back to the break. Back for the break was the NBA star Tim Hardaway Jr. and Dwight Howard at ringside, which apparently they're Atlanta Hawks now, or something like that. I think that's what they announced on Raw. That's what I heard. We go to the ring and Michael Coleslaw introduces Finn Balor to a big pop. And somebody just let me know. I am an Atlanta Hawk fan, but I haven't watched them since Spud Webb. How long has that been? Quite a few years. And also Dominic Wilkins when they were playing with the Hawks. Well, Balor hit the ring and mentions how he knew he had to come to Raw and make an impact. He makes an impact, and the crowd hesitates but cheers. And he's quickly interrupted by the music as Seth Rollins makes his way out. Rollins introduces Balor as a former WWE NXT champion, but reminds us he was the first. He says Balor was drafted, but he wasn't the first pick. Rollins was. Rollins says Balor shocked the world after pinning Roman Reigns last week, but he also pinned Reigns on his first night back after a near career-ending injury. Rollins says everything Balor did, he did it before. He says Balor is like a bad Hollywood remake. Balor asks if he's finished. Some of the things were true, but at SummerSlam, Balor is going to become the first ever WWE Universal Champion. They have more words as Rollins mentions he will face Sami Zayn tonight. Balor says he earned his opportunity while Rollins has his handed to him. I wonder where that came from. How many others was handed WWE titles? Rollins gets upset and says he worked for what he's had. Only thing that will be handed to him is the Universal title after he beats Balor at SummerSlam. Balor says the only thing that Rollins will have handed to him at SummerSlam is his ass. Fans chant yes as they face off. Rollins backs off but tries to hit a punch in. Goes for a cheap shot. Balor blocked it and drove him out of the ring with a kick. Rollins retreats and talks trash as he goes up the ramp as Balor looked on from the ramp while his music played. U.S. Champion title match. Mark Henry versus Rusev was up next. Back from the break, and Lana is in the ring introducing her new husband. Only man that can have her. WWE U.S. Champion Rusev. Mark Henry was out next. Formal ring introductions from JoJo. Back, and Henry goes to work. Henry takes control, tosses Rusev. Henry delivers a big headbutt. Rusev goes to the floor to regroup. Rusev's coming back in and beats Henry down. Henry turns it back around and drops all of his weight on Rusev and the ropes. Henry stands tall on the floor as we go to commercial break. Back from the break, Rusev gets the win after a big super kick to the back of the head and the accolade. After the match, Rusev says that this is the hero we're sending to the Olympics. He says that they are rigged and starts ripping the Olympic Committee. Rusev keeps ranting until the music hits and out comes Roman Reigns to interrupt. Doesn't say anything. Reigns in his ring, gets in Rusev's face. Rusev goes to leave, but Reigns keeps getting in his way. Rusev drops the title and isn't happy. They both flex and face off. Rusev swings first, beats Reigns down to one knee. He charges for a kick, but Reigns nails a spear, goes for a Superman punch, but Rusev retreats to the floor. Reigns goes outside of the ring and nails a Superman punch off the steel steps. Rusev joins Lana at the top of the ramp as Reigns looks on from ringside. Announcers lead us for hyping for Nia Jax. Back to commercial. Titus O'Neil versus Darren Young. Back from the break, Darren is out with the Hall of Famer Bob Backlund. Titus O'Neil looks on from the ring. We see video from Raw pre-show where Titus wondered where Darren was ever great. When was Titus ever great? Titus got physical and took control early on, sends Young to the floor. Young come back in and knocked away Titus's handshake. They go at it now. Titus catches Young out of the corner and ragdolls him. Titus barks and hits a big splash in the corner for another 2 count. Titus keeps Young down. Titus heals it up a bit and slams Young around. Titus with another 2 count. Young tries to fight back, but his former tag team partner slams him hard. Backlund looks on as Titus shows off some. Young goes for a sunset flip, but he can't get it. Young with a kick to the face. Titus blocks a gut check. Young blocks the clash of Titus. Then comes with Titus uses the tights to get a roll-up win. After the match, Titus retreated to the stage with a smile on his face as Backlund complained to the referee. We go to replays and come back to Titus talking junk from the apron. Stephanie backstage with Mick Foley presenting. She presents him with his own Raw branded tablet to stay up to speed with. Chambers appears and wonders if everyone else is a joke to them. He wonders why Mark Henry got a title shot when he was overlooked. Cesaro walks in and talks about fans in the Cesaro section wanting him to be the U.S. champion. Foley brings up a medical report on Cesaro's shoulder that raises a big question. He tells Cesaro to go out there and erase that question mark. Foley tells them to channel their frustration at each other. Whoever impresses the most will get a future title shot. That sounds good to them. Cesaro and Sheamus have words before walking off. And we see Nia Jax walking backstage. Match commercial. Ariel Monroe versus Nia Jax. Back from the break, out comes Nia Jax as jobber Ariel Monroe waits in the ring. Nia dominates and stops every attempt from Monroe. Nia knocked her out of midair and ended up getting the win with her big slam. Nia put a foot on Monroe to make the pin. After the match, Nia stood tall. As we go to replays with the announcers praising her, Saxon goes in the ring and asks Nia how it feels to compete on Raw. Nia nails Monroe again and tells Saxon to ask her how it feels. Nia smiles and makes her exit. Tom Phillips is backstage with Sami Zayn. Sami says Seth Rollins has a big mouth, kind of like Kevin Owens. Sami says at Battleground he had the match of his life and closed the chapter on Owens. Sami says Rollins isn't the only one with something to prove. He has something to prove and will start tonight. We see the WWE Tag Team Champions New Day backstage. Back to commercial. New Day versus Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. Back for the break, and Tag Team Champions New Day were out. Because the club filed a complaint, one of them has to stay in the back tonight. That will be Xavier Woods, who won't be able to perform in front of his own hometown tonight. Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson are out next for this non-title match. Some back and forth to start. The end quickly comes when Big E comes from behind and rolls Anderson up while he's sweeting with Gallows. After the bell, Gallows and Anderson immediately attacked Big E. Gallows took Kobe to the floor until Woods ran out, tried to make a save. Gallows dropped Woods next to Kofi on the floor. He joined Anderson in the ring. They leave Big E laying with a boot of doom. Fans boo. They hit Magic Killer on Big E next. Woods pulls Anderson out, but quickly took him down again. Anderson and Gallows stand tall at ringside, and two sweet fans boo again. They go to leave, but stop and pull Big E around the ring post real quick as we go to commercial. Nutcracker, I should say. Back from the break, we get a replay of what just happened. Big E was taken backstage for trainers to attend to. So they did the leg split between the turnbuckle. The ring post, I should say. Next, we got Sheamus versus Cesaro. We go to ring, out comes Cesaro, followed by Sheamus. They trade shots to start. Uppercuts in the middle of the ring. Sheamus gets a kick and a knee. And then Sheamus drops Cesaro with an axe handle and asks if we're entertained. Cesaro took control, got the upper chain going. They go to the floor. Cesaro nails Sheamus off the apron. Sheamus sends Cesaro shoulder first into the apron. Sheamus slams Cesaro on the apron and decks him with the right hands. Sheamus with 10 forearm shots on the chest on the apron. Sheamus drops Cesaro with a clothesline and stands tall as fans boo. Sheamus comes off the top with a shoulder, but Cesaro kicked out at 2. Sheamus with another big slam and some trash talking. Cesaro blocked the shot and hits a big suplex. Sheamus comes back with the senton, more back and forth. As Cesaro with corkscrew uppercut. Cesaro goes for the Cesaro swing, but gets rolled up for a 2 count. Cesaro blocks a backbreaker and hit the neutralizer for the win. So he gets a future title shot. Probably at SummerSlam. Still to come, Brock Lesnar back to commercial. Back for the break. And Cesaro and Sheamus are brawling after a fight broke out. During a commercial, Heath Slater's in the ring with a returning Jinder Mahal. Slater tells us to put our hands together for one of his best friends. Slater says you can't break the band up. He says 2MB is going to set Raw on fire. Mick Foley makes his way out. Foley announces a battle of the band. Slater versus Jinder. Foley calls out for a referee, but Slater protests. Foley says the Raw roster is stacked, but has one spot left, and the winner of this match will get it. Slater says dangling a contract in front of them won't break up the brothers as close as they are. Jinder grabs the referee and readies for the belt. So the match is up next. Jinder immediately nails Slater for the win and the Raw contract. After the match, Jinder goes to the stage and shakes Foley's hand as Slater looks on and shocked for the ring. We get a look back at what just happened, what happened in the opening segment. Tom Phillips backstage with Chris Jericho. He asked if Jericho was worried about being a marked man after the post-match attack on Enzo Amore earlier. Jericho knocked Enzo and Cass. He says that Enzo has someone to watch his back. Well, so does he. Jericho makes a name up. Kevin Owens appears and says that's okay because he has Jericho's back. So to come segment, Rollins versus Zayn, back to commercial. That match was up next. We go out to the ring. Out first comes Seth, then Zayn. They go at it to start the match. They end up on the floor with Sammy in control, but Rollins turns it around. Rollins launches Sammy into the barrier for a few times and brings it back to the ring. Rollins drops a knee. More back and forth between the two. We go to commercial with Rollins in control. Back from the break. And Rollins has Sammy down in a headlock. Fans do dueling chants. Sammy fights out, but Rollins uses a sling blade on Sammy. Rollins shows off as fans booing him. Rollins talks trash as he gets a roll up for a 2 count. Sammy fights back and gets kicked. Rollins goes for the pedigree, but it's countered. Rollins does a buckle bomb. Sammy comes right back with a clothesline. Sammy with a Michinoku driver for a close 2 count. Rollins missed the clothesline. Rollins blocked the Blues Thunder Bomb, but Sammy goes on and nails it for a 2 count. More back and forth. Rollins with an enziguri. Sammy blocked the pedigree. Sammy walks the ropes and hits the big DDT. Rollins avoids a hell of a kick and rolled to the floor. Sammy ran the ring and dives out onto Rollins. Sammy brought it back in and goes up top, but Rollins kicks him on the way down. Sammy blocked the pedigree, but misses a hell of a kick. Rollins nails the pedigree for the win. After the match, Rollins standing tall. And we see Paul Heyman coming out of Brock Lesnar's locker room. So obviously he's re-signed with WWE. Heyman tells Lesnar he will see him out there. Back to commercial. Back from the break. And JoJo introduces Paul Heyman, who is in the ring. Heyman gives a grand introduction for Brock Lesnar, calling him the Beast of the Broctagon, the ruler and conqueror of the WWE Universe, and the Viper Slayer. Lesnar makes his way out to a pop. Lesnar hits the ring as the fans do the Suplex City chant. Heyman hypes the WWE SummerSlam and says Lesnar will entertain us. He also says Lesnar isn't here to put his stamp of approval on the new era. He says the new era needs to step up to Lesnar. Heyman goes on and brings up Randy Orton. Heyman says Lesnar is going to beat Orton's ass and drag him to Suplex City at SummerSlam. Heyman says Orton has no chance at Lesnar, but may have a chance at surviving. Heyman goes on and says Orton will never hit the RKO on Lesnar. Orton appears in the ring out of nowhere and knows the RKO out of nowhere. Crowd erupts as Orton lays Lesnar down. He retreats to the crowd. Stephanie and Foley come down with security and referees, calling for security to handle Orton, but he's already gone from the arena. But he comes back with the crowd and does his normal pose. Let's see. Well, Stephanie is yelling blame on Shane McMahon and yelling for security to get Orton out. Fan chant RKO as Orton and Lesnar stare each other down. Raw goes off the air with Orton getting hype. Well, what was happened afterwards? SmackDown Superstar made a surprise appearance at SummerSlam. Opponent Brock Lesnar with an RKO to end the program. Orton tweeted the following after Raw. For the second week in a row, the dark main event after this week's WWE Raw featured SmackDown Superstars AJ Styles, John Cena, and WWE Champion Dean Ambrose all competed after Raw last night. Raw in Atlanta went off the air. 6-man match saw Cena, Ambrose, and Roman Reigns defeat Styles, Kevin Owens, and Seth Rollins. Well, he did do the RKO out of nowhere. As a tweet. And Matt H. sent in the following report from what happened after Raw went off the air from Atlanta. John Cena, Dean Ambrose, and Roman Reigns defeated Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, and AJ Styles in a 6-man tag. There was no explanation as to why the SmackDown wrestlers who were advertised were appearing on a Raw event. They just went right to the match. And that concludes my Raw video for this week. See what I'm going to be. By the way, if you don't know, just comment, brothers and sisters.